this episode of The Excursion, I'll be kayaking, driving these crazy spider cars, zip-lining through the trees at incredible speeds, and meeting a few birds of prey at historic Banning Mills in Carroll County, Georgia. And if I succeed in all of these high-flying adventure challenges, I'll be enjoying a frothy refreshment at a printing company. I'll explain in a few. Let's get started. This region of Georgia has a rich history. Carrollton is the county seat of Carroll County, Georgia, and boasts a healthy and happening downtown district with its own distinct personality.
Our brand is altogether original, and Carrollton is one of those places that there's just nothing like what you find here. You're not really expecting it necessarily in the location that you are. We have the Southeastern Quilt and Textile Museum. It attracts people from all over the country and honors and furthers the quilting arts, as well as recognizing the role that textile production had in this part of the country. One of the great things about the square and the entire downtown area is each individual thing just adds to the overall attractiveness of the community as a destination. Someone could be here for a business meeting and then it's time to eat, and they are amazed at the remarkable selection of restaurants, and they go and see an art exhibit at the Center for the Arts, and they brought their bike and they go off and use the Greenbelt. The Greenbelt is an 18-mile loop biking and hiking path that is the largest closed loop paved path in Georgia, and it circles the city. One trailhead, which is Hobbs Farm Park, which is just off the downtown square by about 3 blocks. We have a top-rated disc golf course there. It's been rated 24th in the world out of about 11,000, so that's pretty good.
Just a few miles from downtown Carrollton lies our home base and the epicenter of this episode's excursion adventures. And it may be one of the best adventure bases on Earth. Welcome to historic Banning Mills.
We actually founded in 1998, and since 1998 it's progressed to what you see today with the world's largest zipline canopy course and the tallest freestanding climbing wall in the world.
I built combat zip lines and demonstrate combat zip lines in the 70s, but I started flying after that, and I started seeing people using them wrongly, and some people were getting hurt, and I said, I bet we can do that in North America safely. And we were number one. We were the first one in all of North America, and now they're everywhere. We're actually in the Brevard Fault, and Snake Creek cut through that fissure and made a gorge where there's normally not.
The ecosystem here is very unique because of the Brevard Fault line. So you'll see animals and plants here that you won't normally see this close to the Atlanta area.
Mike and Donna don't just dream, they execute. I've been here many times over the past decade, and there's always something new to experience. Whether it's the tallest freestanding artificial rock wall in the world or the 100-foot free fall, this couple and the Banning Mills team never disappoint. And for my latest never seen and never experienced adventure, enter Adidia, or Diddy, and these eco spiders, also known as Swin Cars.
All right, Diddy, this is a first. These are crazy. Yeah, they're pretty wild. These are called Swin Cars. They're part of our new Eco Spider ATV tours we're offering here at historic Banning Mills. They're developed and made in southern France. There's only 2 places in the country you can go to do these, and we're one of them. They're all electric, so each wheel has a hub inside. That's where the motor will be sitting in. You have articulating swing arms right here, so it's really bouncy when you're driving it. You're feeling like you're on a cloud. So when you turn this, whoa! So the whole thing will turn with you when you're going around corners and stuff. Really keeps your center of gravity low where it needs to be.
And they're quiet.
Yeah, so they're extremely quiet. They don't make much noise at all. They're hard to even know someone's behind you.
Yeah, and you can talk with your friends. If someone's behind you, you can actually hear them. And it's
so cool watching them. It is literally a spider crawling over rocks, crawling over roots, and they have a little bit of speed.
Yeah, so they're pretty quick. They can get up to 30 on you, but when we're on the trails, we keep it a little low. We call them like our crawlers, so they're not really like drift carts or go-karts. They're like our crawlers out here.
The trails are very cool because some are tight, some are open. Yeah. You're seeing views, you're seeing the gorge.
We also have a really long suspension bridge that you get to go over. You get good views of the mill, the river, and it's about 100, 200 feet over the river, so that's a really cool part of the tour that we offer. So we do have some models that are handicap accessible. These swing arms right here, they'll open up and it'll make it for an easy wheelchair transfer.
That's fantastic, and even someone who has lost the use of their leg.
So paraplegics, as long as you have control in your one hand right here, arm, you'll be able to steer it, control it, accelerate it, brake it, whatever you need to do.
It's got to be fun to be at a place like this where they're just always coming up with new ideas, crazy things like this.
Yeah, so this is the newest thing we have, so it's very exciting.
Craving great food, longing for a little retail therapy, or a few hours of fun? Find what you're looking for in downtown Carrollton. Try our more than 20 indie eateries with unique menus, an array of flavor choices, and a variety of atmospheres, plus live music, trivia nights, and more. Shop some of the most eclectic specialty shops and boutiques in the area. Everything from books and records to vintage home decor and handcrafted jewelry. Or pause to unwind with a manicure, makeover, or brand new do. We've even got yoga. Cross an item off your to-do list at one of the dedicated financial, legal, automotive, or medical professionals located near Adamson Square. Then reward yourself with a cone, a coffee, or a craft cocktail. And don't forget the entertainment. Exhibits, concerts, plays, and classes at the Carrollton Center for the Arts. Permanent and changing exhibits throughout downtown. The Southeastern Quilt and Textile Museum. Free outdoor movies and concerts at the AMP. And a terrific calendar of signature events, all set amid historic architecture and quirky small-town charm.
Before taking flight on the zip lines and ropes courses of Banning, I decided to learn a little more about my fellow aerial companions with whom I share the treetops. Banning has a birds of prey show that is absolutely spectacular, so why not meet the stars, starting with the fastest. It's nice meeting you, but it's also nice meeting your friend here who is closely watching my hands.
This is Stratus, and Stratus is a Barbary falcon. It looks very much so like an Anonymous peregrine, but there's a lot of characteristics very similar to the Anonymous peregrine. This is Lady Liberty.
Lady Liberty. Beautiful name, beautiful bird.
Yeah, she's one of a very few that's capable of flying in crowds. We've known a few stories, sorry.
Wow, I feel that.
I do too.
I think your left foot came off the ground a little bit. So this is a black vulture.
Yep, black vulture.
Very smart, very bouncy.
Yeah. How about the feet and the legs? Look how white they are.
Yeah.
Are they white?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
They're kind of grayish.
They're very black.
They're black.
They defecate on their legs.
So he always comes back to you, huh?
So far he does.
He's very humorous. Yeah, he just a lot of character.
You like doing this, Ernest T? Yep.
Yep. I bet the kids soak this one up.
He steals the show.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Well, Ernest T, you ready to go home? Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. All right, there you go.
All right. I'll come back and visit you and check out your white feet. From the elegant Lady Liberty to show stealer Ernest T. Bass, I was ready to get back to the adventures here at historic Banning Mills, and my next guide was Alex, who had a few high-speed and high-altitude ideas for me and the crew. I've been to this place before. I've conquered many zip lines here, but I came this time and saw the Crazy Squirrel. Tell me about the Crazy Squirrel. The Crazy Squirrel is
An obstacle course, there's 2 levels, Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 1 is more so for smaller children. It's a little bit easier. There's about 8 bridges, a handful of zip lines. Then Tier 2 is all these bridges way up higher, all those platforms up above. Those are a lot harder. There's about 30 plus bridges in there, about 4 zip lines, give or take. Any bridge that we can imagine, we can build it.
Okay, so you, Mike, and the team, y'all don't make anything easy when it comes down to
No, the more
Extreme,
fun,
yeah.
harder, the more fun.
So Matt's gonna be following me on this. You up for this, Matt? Yeah, Matt has a camera. What are some challenges Matt's gonna face along the way?
That camera can get in the way a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these bridges are snug, so he's gonna have to kind of think skinny.
And he's got the camera around his neck while on a rope bridge. This is Matt's first time on a zip line? Yeah, all right. Oh, he's breaking. Level 1 complete, level 2. Here we go.
All right,
Crazy Squirrel, level 2. That's no joke. All right, Squirrel was fun, but this is what Banning Mills is known for.
the zip lines.
All right, tell me what we're doing here.
We're doing Big Daddy. This is 1,500 feet long, upwards about 55 miles an hour. So it's long, it's fast.
There are a lot of different options. Like we're jumping right to the extreme here.
If you've never been ziplining, no matter your skill level, you're always gonna start on level 1, so you've got plenty of time to slowly get your feet in the water. A lot of people come for the speed, which is this one. Over there, if you can see it behind us, is Eagle. That's our fastest one. That one's gonna be about 70.
All right, you going, Matt? Yeah, you done this before, Matt? He's not scared. Look how steady that camera is. Yeah. Good luck. Ready to go 60? I am. What are the odds he breaks early and you have to save him? Let's see. Let's see. He's breaking. Go! 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 He's got it! Get there! Get there! Get there!
I made it. That still counts.
That counts. Yeah, he didn't have to save you. Screaming Eagle. So we're gonna go down, go up to possibly 70 miles an hour, see the main lodge, go by the porch on the way.
Have fun.
See you, Sam. See you, Matt. All right. It's always that first step that's what is called an adventure. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Yeah! Hey, Wes! Hey, Zeke! That was awesome. Oh, here comes Matt.
Craving great food? Longing for a little retail therapy or a few hours of fun? Find what you're looking for in downtown Carrollton. Try our more than 20 indie eateries with unique menus, an array of flavor choices, and a variety of atmospheres, plus live music, trivia nights, and more. Shop some of the most eclectic specialty shops and boutiques in the area. Everything from books and records to vintage home decor and handcrafted jewelry. Or pause to unwind with a manicure, makeover, or brand new do. We've even got yoga. Cross an item off your to-do list at one of the dedicated financial, legal, automotive, or medical professionals located near Adamson Square. Then reward yourself with a cone, a coffee, or a craft cocktail. And don't forget the entertainment. exhibits, concerts, plays, and classes at the Carrollton Center for the Arts, permanent and changing exhibits throughout downtown, the Southeastern Quilt and Textile Museum, free outdoor movies and concerts at the AMP, and a terrific calendar of signature events, all set amid historic architecture and quirky small-town charm.
This West Georgia excursion has started off strong, so why stop now? Historic Banning Mills is loaded with just about every adventure you can imagine, so since we've conquered both the treetops and the trails, why not take on the river?
Welcome to the Chattahoochee. Woo! Yeah! Woohoo! So this is our Chattahoochee kayak trip. It's a little less than 7 miles down the river. It takes about 2 to 2.5 hours depending on the river flow and the skill of the paddlers. I take a lot of people for their very first time paddling ever. So that's a really great experience to be a part of, because I find that a lot of people are a little bit hesitant or nervous. They get out here with me and then they've found out a new love that they have for kayaking.
It was a little warm when we were on the boat dock, and then we get out here and it feels 5-10 degrees cooler just feeling that breeze off the river.
Oh yeah.
So what are we going to see along this journey?
The Chattahoochee is actually the most biodiverse river that dumps out into the Gulf east of the Mississippi. There's over 160 fish species on this river, and then we have tons of species of salamanders, snakes, believe it or not, birds, turtles. The turtles like to hang out along the right side of the bank, soaking up the sun. The sun hits that right side first in the morning. We joke around and we say the turtles like the right side because it's Carroll County.
Going right along the border here.
The Little Rapid, it's a class 1, and I bring a lot of people paddling out here for their first time. People tend to be a little bit apprehensive about this rapid because it's like 20 minutes in, but once they get through it, most people are like, yeah, where's there more?
Yeah.
Matt and Wes had the hard job today, keeping the gear dry. And even though these rapids aren't really meant for spills and high adrenaline thrills like Banning's other adventures, this Class 1 gave the guys a little unexpected thrill ride.
You were half body out of that boat.
I made it through a little easier, but still had a blast passing through. And after waving to my little turtle friends nestled on the Carroll County side of the river, Lauren took us to Rock Island for a little break and an upriver challenge for me. However, our quest to keep the camera gear dry was thrown one more curveball. Mother Nature dished up a pop-up thunderstorm. But luckily for us, we had Lauren, who came prepared with dry bags and a safe landing spot to take a little excursion hiatus.
We got it.
Yeah, we're good. We're in good hands. There we are, sturdy. Kayak's good. Crew good. All right, so 10 minutes ago it was pouring down rain, right? Yeah. And now we're here. Lauren got us to safety. Thank you.
Coming off the river, we sure built up an appetite. And the main lodge at Historic Banning Mills delivers top-notch breakfast, lunch, and dinner menus to recharge you with everything from a savory salmon to a beautifully seared steak. Just what the crew and I needed to close out our adventures. When we return, we journey just a few miles back to Carrollton for our much-deserved excursion reward.
Craving great food? Longing for a little retail therapy or a few hours of fun? Find what you're looking for in downtown Carrollton. Try our more than 20 indie eateries with unique menus, an array of flavor choices, and a variety of atmospheres, plus live music, trivia nights, and more. Shop some of the most eclectic specialty shops and boutiques in the area. Everything from books and records to vintage home decor and handcrafted jewelry. Or pause to unwind with a manicure, makeover, or brand new do. We've even got yoga. Cross an item off your to-do list at one of the dedicated financial, legal, automotive, or medical professionals located near Adamson Square. Then reward yourself with a cone, a coffee, or a craft cocktail. And don't forget the entertainment. Exhibits, concerts, plays, and classes at the Carrollton Center for the Arts. Permanent and changing exhibits throughout downtown. The Southeastern Quilt and Textile Museum. Free outdoor movies and concerts at the AMP. And a terrific calendar of signature events, all set amid historic architecture and quirky small-town charm.
Though it seems like a world away, the rivers, zip lines, and swin cars of historic Banning Mills reside only a few miles down the road from charming downtown Carrollton. A great place to take in an evening outdoor concert at the AMP, chow down on some hippie sandwiches at the corner cafe, or even put the feet up for a few minutes at Georgia's oldest bookstore. But my excursion reward was brewing just a few miles from downtown at a printing shop, where of course they brew beer. And grow hops? Brewhouse founder Greg Smith explains the amazing origins of Printers Ale Manufacturing Company. Printers Ale Manufacturing Company. Sounds like a brewery. Right?
It is. It's a brewery.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Manufacturing because I always like making things.
Okay.
And so I thought it sounded old school as well.
I like that. Well, you say old school. This company, your family, goes way back. Let's go to the beginning.
The printing business I knew about forever. My great-grandfather started that company in 1911 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. We started in Scranton, Pennsylvania. We came down to Carrollton, Georgia, like 1981 is when the plant started here in Carrollton.
This was printing. What were you printing?
Record labels at the time.
Okay.
So CBS, Columbia Music, opened up a record pressing facility in Carrollton, Georgia, of all places, in like 1979, 1980.
It's really neat because you go downtown, there's a vinyl shop.
Yeah.
A vinyl records, and you don't see that anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy how vinyl has actually come back.
Yeah, it really is.
I like vinyl. I collect those records all the time. So the printing facility was here, and we started the brewery, 2017 is when it started up.
But the brewing went way back.
I didn't know anything about the brewing until my uncle showed up here one day, literally like a year after we opened. My uncle shows up, and he says, you know, your great-great-great-grandfather was a brewer in Germany. Great-great-great-grandfather. Yeah, Martin.
That's legit, in Germany.
Yeah, Martin Fisher. So he sent me the information, he sent me the pictures, they're up on the wall in there, and went over to Germany, my wife and I did, and I saw the place on the wall. It still exists, it still looks exactly like that. I met the guy who owns it. His family bought it from my great-great-grandfather. And yeah, that history is kind of fun.
And it's all connected to Carrollton, Georgia.
Yeah, to Carrollton, Georgia, for sure. I've been a home brewer for 20-some years, and Carrollton didn't have a brewery. So I went, well, I could just move my brewing equipment over here and put it back here. So I literally went, that'd be fun. And I opened up a little brewery. I could have a little nano brewery for Carrollton. Yeah. So then I got Excel out, opened up a beer, started doing some math on it, and realized you can't make any money doing 1 barrel, 2 barrels, 5 barrels. But 20 barrel would be a nice system if you have any success. So that's what I got.
And Carrollton and this whole area appreciates it.
Yeah.
I look at the flavors, and they look very similar to when I'm mad at my printer and trying to figure out that I have to pay $50 to replace the ink.
Yes. Cyan, magenta, yellow, black are the 4 colors that we use in printing all the time, every day. And so that's why it's called everyday magenta, yellow.
But then we get to a beer like this.
Matt Damon. Cries when he's sad.
Why?
Why? So that's a New England IPA.
And it's really good.
Yes, thank you. So the New England IPAs are really about New Englanders. That's what
He's a New Englander.
Yes,
okay,
he's
got
a New Englander.
So again, why does Matt Damon cry?
So yes, Matt Damon is, he's got this image, to me at least, of being like the super soldier, you know, the guy who can destroy everything. And then his other movies, he's kind of a psycho a little bit. Even in Good Will Hunting, you know, he's incapable of crying until the end when Robin Williams, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And so Matt Damon finally has some emotion in that movie. He's down to earth, he's a person, he cries. He feels just like the rest of us.
Something else I like, you kind of go from room to room, and it's not like the rooms get small. You go through a doorway and you got a big room like this. You also have great outdoor space. This has got to be a wonderful spot for the whole community.
Yeah, for sure. It's 15 acres of land out here, and you wouldn't even know it when you're driving by, and you know, it's an industrial park.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect when we started on this, but the whole city's been great. It's been fun.
Been a good ride. You're making a lot of people happy, doing a good thing.
For sure.
All right. Well, to Matt Damon.
To Matt Damon.
So while Matt Damon cries when he's sad, I like to smile when enjoying yet another excursion reward. So the crew and I headed back to our cozy creekside rooms at historic Banning Mills to take in one more night of good, well-deserved sleep. Excursion complete. See you next time.